Warning, I'm about to share disturbing content that might not be really pleasing for a lot of people. So if you're eating, I would advise that you keep your food down and listen carefully. Information reaching me is that a former Miss Switzerland contestant was unalived, dismembered, and blended to puree by her own husband. I did not say boyfriend or ex-husband or ex-partner, her current husband, and this happened in February this year. Let's dive in. I'm still trying to recover from the Ugandan Olympic runner story, and then I just heard this one, and this one is way worse. Like, this is the height of it, like what anybody can do to their partners. Kristina Joksimovic, a 38-year-old mother of two, was unalived, dismembered, and blended to puree by her husband in Switzerland, February this year. He was arrested the following day and initially claimed that he came home and met her unalived on their staircase, but later on they made more research and they realized, or he actually confessed that he actually was the one that took her life by strangling her, then dismembering different parts of her body, putting them inside an industrial blender and blending it until it became puree. When I mean puree, I mean like tomato paste, like sachet tomato. This is shocking. I mean, this is worse than what a ritualist would do to anybody. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the media playboy, girl with the media vibe. And on today's episode of Twists in Tales, I have to share a story that might not be pleasing to a lot of people. So I was walking through the streets of social media as usual, and I stumbled across TikTok and a post where someone was talking about some beauty queen that was, unalived by her partner. I thought it was the usual domestic violence story, yeah? But I soon did my own research and realized that this happened recently, and the extent that her partner went to, I don't see any reason that would make anybody do that except that person is a psychopath or they have a mental condition. Literally. Kristina, that's her name, is a former Miss Switzerland contestant. I mean, take a look at her. Look at this hot babe, this mamacita, this chick. I mean, why would somebody do this? Now look at her husband. He's fine, yeah, he's cute, everything. You will see this kind of person and you will not even realize that this person can do something like this. It's scary. It's horrifying to even say. Like, I literally had to stop eating when I read this story, and there's a whole lot to it. So Kristina has been into pageantries and all that. She won, a lot of them within her state and all the local pageantries, but so she was into beauty pageantries, and then she decided to, start her own career once she was married and had her kids. She wanted to, start mentoring young people that were interested in modeling and all that. Tell me why your own partner, like someone that you promise for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, the promises in weddings, would actually do this to you. And the only reason is simply because you decided that you wanted to leave him. Why? Because he had been violent with you. Now, I don't know where to start from, but there's a whole lot to the story, and one of the things that got me shocked, like I was perplexed, I was flabbergasted, I was shocked, her husband Thomas actually has had history of this kind of attacks before. His former partner told the courts that when they were dating, I think they went to visit her parents or something, that he actually threw her out of the moving vehicle, right? And another time they had an issue and he drove the car on top of her leg. Like, who does that? That is the height of it. So on the day this happened to Kristina, she and Thomas, her husband, had a heated argument, and Thomas met Kristina just a year after his ex, they separated. So he married her, they had 2 kids and all, and they were okay. But according to autopsy reports, they said a lot of her body parts had dislocation, she had cuts, she had bruises, and then you could even see that, she was strangled. So This means that she had been facing this for so long and she just needed to walk out of that marriage because she couldn't deal with it. Now, trust this kind of people. She lets him know and then he feels, oh my God, I'm going to be scared. How am I going to deal with the public? How am I going to deal with my business falling? How am I going to deal with having to struggle for my kids and all that? And then you thought of a very good plan. Like, you sat down to think about this plan and the only thing that came to your mind is to use garden shear, jigsaw, knife and other equipment in your laundry room. How is it in your laundry room? You prepared for this woman and then your excuse is that she came at you with a knife. So in self-defense, you decided to strangle her. Then after you had unalived her, you now dismembered each of her different parts of her body. Like, this guy literally brought out her womb and then he now put her inside an industrial blender and blended her until she became tomato puree. Oga, I want to understand something. Tomato is expensive, I can understand, but I'm sure that tomato is not expensive in your side, even if you were looking for tomato. I don't understand why you would do this to a fellow human being. To even add, he was actually saying that he was watching a video on YouTube while doing it. I'm not sure you found any video on YouTube that would teach you such a thing because YouTube has its own guidelines. You won't see such videos being put on YouTube easily. In fact, you won't see those kind of videos. So what prompted you to do that to your partner? Like, I'm still in shock. Like, when I was just reading more about the story, I couldn't eat because it's disturbing to even listen to. Imagine a woman going through all this, like, just seeing autopsy, like after she's already unalived, right? Then imagine the last part he had to do and then use other chemicals to try and, gosh, a man, and then you say he's a mental condition. This is not a mental condition. The court should handle it as a usual unaliving case and not someone that has a mental condition, because there's no medical records that says that you had a medical condition, Mr. Thomas. Guys, this is scary. Like, hearing his ex-partner, other partners, and then a woman like this that had a bright future for herself, had plans for herself and her kids, and then having this kind of husband. I mean, the man is fine, he's attractive. Like, how would you see this kind of man and not even think that he would do such a thing? It's crazy. I don't know what is left of the world out there. I don't know what people should do. I don't know what people should, like, who should people run to at the end of the day? Because if this can happen from a partner, I'm still trying to recover from the Ugandan story, right? And I really wish that he could actually get his own revenge or get his own karma, because he deserves it way more. How would somebody do this to his own wife, mother of his kids? It's sad, it's depressing, because this is the height of it. Like, you're way worse than a ritualist. A ritualist will probably not even do what you did to this point. Jeez, what was your plan? At the end of the day, do you think people will not find that you now dumped her body and throw away her phone, thinking that people will not realize this? But even on several occasions, the neighbors had to call police because of disturbing noises they would hear in their house, especially when they had arguments and everything. So imagine at the end of it all, this is what this man had planned to do. In his laundry room, he had all this equipment. It's still shocking. Hey guys, please stay safe out there. If you ever feel threatened or you're afraid or you're not comfortable anywhere, please learn to speak up to family and friends so people can help you and you're sure that you're protected. And don't forget to pray, because it's very important. See you next time. Until then, go find your asa. Take it from your media playboy.